All right, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Before we move on to Tyson Fury and Dillian White, I want to cover some of the other fights that went down this weekend. All right, some good fights this weekend, good performances, especially with the welterweights, and then we'll move on to this weekend fights coming up. First off, I just want to say rest in peace to DJ Slay, Harlem legend, New York legend, well, hip hop legend. Put a lot of rappers on, a lot of rappers. Great freestyle sessions on the radio from him. Gave us some classic mixtapes. So rest in peace to him. And he was battling COVID for months, and he passed away. I believe late last night on Easter Sunday. All right, so I woke up to the news. Very sad to hear that I know he's been battling for a while, but 55 years old, lost K. Slay. All right, so rest in peace to him. All right, so look, let's talk Stanionis and Butaev. Great fight. The fight definitely lived up to the hype. I knew it was going to be close, competitive fight between the two. I got my prediction wrong. I was leaning towards Butaev, and I picked Butaev to win by decision. I thought his experience and I just thought the pressure and his skills was going to be able to be too much for Stanionis. But I was wrong. Stanionis pulled out a whole new bag of tricks in this fight, especially his jab. He had a perfect jab. I mean, his jab was perfect. His jab was perfect all night long. And the fight was very close. I know the earlier rounds were very, very hard to call. A lot of you guys was here when I was doing commentary for the fight, and those early rounds were very, very hard to call. Very hard to call. Very close because they were both doing different things. Butaev, I like the body work. I think he should have stayed on top of the body shot because that was what was working for him in the most. He adjusted throughout the fight. He switched, went southpaw for a good amount of time in the fight. He went to the body, like I said. He was giving us jabs. He was giving us more angles. He was showing more of an arsenal, but Stanionis stuck to the plan. He stuck to the jabs, the right hands over the top, or not even over the top, a lot of right hand straight through the middle. Both of them were fighting out of a high guard for the majority of the fight. But Stanionis was just better. I think on the inside, I think Butaev was probably doing the better work. But Stanionis, when there was distance between the two, Stanionis was just working the jab and, setting up the right hands and going to the body. And he was just more consistent. The punch output was higher. It was just outside of those couple rounds where he took a break. I think like maybe later in the fight he started to slow down, and I think Butaev started to come back a little bit. But Stanionis was just better. He was more consistent, man, and I think that's part of the reason he won. And I thought he won pretty clear, and I know Butaev got a point taken because he was frustrated. He started to do a lot of headlocks, and he was pushing Stanionis' head. He was doing a lot of things to annoy Stanionis, but Stanionis he stayed relaxed. He kept his cool, and he kept doing what was working for him, and it worked out for him, and he won the fight. I don't think it really needed to be a split decision. There was a judge in there that had Butaev winning by a point. So it wasn't ridiculous. I don't really see him winning, but I think if you gave Butaev some of the earlier rounds, which were more debatable, the majority, and I think if you gave him those other two rounds later in the fight where Stanionis started to slow down a bit, I can see it. Maybe Butaev giving like maybe 5 rounds. But, I don't know. Whatever. I thought Stanionis won pretty clear, in my opinion. All right, but a good fight. And I would like to see them both in the future. And I think these guys should be mentioned with Boots and and Virgil Ortiz and Conor Benn and all of these other guys that's at the top of their game, the younger guys that's in the game, the non-champions, they should be mentioned, because they both performed good. But Stanionis looks really, really good, man. And that jab was excellent. He kept the pressure going. I like his pressure. I like everything that I saw from him. I even like the counter punching. I can't forget about that. His timing and his counters were on point. Very sharp, quick. He's good. He's good. And very durable, too, because there was points where when Butaev was coming on, and I felt like Butaev was a little bit more effective as far as, like, I've seen, like, Stanionis get hurt a little bit by some of those body shots. But he pulled through. He didn't take a knee at any point. And he did good, man. He did good. They both did good. So Stanionis is now the junior WBA champ. And he's due to fight Errol Spence. Hopefully the WBA and Spence and Bud are able to work something out and get a step aside money to Stanionis so we can get that fight first. Stanionis is definitely worthy of a top fight or a championship fight, but we got to get that Boots and Spence fight. That's way overdue. I'm ready for it. We're all ready for it. We're all talking about it, and I want to get that fight. That's the priority fight right now. But I look forward to seeing Stanionis fight for a title at some point and fight some of the other top fighters at 147. All right, so I think I covered everything there. Good fight. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.